From the Massachusetts Broadcasters Station of the Year, this is Western Mass News at 6 p.m.
One of the biggest drinking nights of the year, and bars and restaurants have to close by 9:30. I'm Audrey Russo, and coming up, more on the penalties businesses could face if they don't follow the state's COVID-19 restrictions.
And travel also being impacted due to the pandemic, how holiday travelers are trying to stay safe. And a sense of normalcy tonight in Forest Park. We take you live to Bright Nights as the event kicks off for the season. Good evening, everyone, and happy Thanksgiving Eve. Thanks for joining us here on Western Mass News at 6. I'm Jordyn Jagolinzer. Chris Pisano is off tonight. Many are on the move tonight, some traveling and others planning for the night ahead, all in the midst of the pandemic. We do have team coverage for you tonight. Western Mass News reporter Sarah Grinelli is standing by with a live update on Thanksgiving travel. Let's kick things off with Western Mass News reporter Audrey Russo, who joins us live in Springfield with an update on coronavirus restrictions and that enforcement ahead of the holiday weekend. Audrey?
The governor's COVID-19 restrictions certainly putting a damper on one of the biggest drinking nights of the year, the day before Thanksgiving. All of this comes as the state police are stepping up patrols both tonight and throughout the weekend to make sure nobody gets drunk at home and then gets behind the wheel of a car.
We're hoping for a busy dinner night, but I don't know that we expect anything near what we would normally get.
On any other year, the night before Thanksgiving is safely synonymous with people gathering, friends coming together again, and drinking. State police are bumping up patrols and sobriety checkpoints to catch someone who may be intoxicated from a private gathering Wednesday night. But as COVID-19 is forcing change for Turkey Day plans, pre-Thanksgiving bar outings are changing too.
We did staff up a little bit extra, and we're hoping people come out. We need it.
Joe Sullivan is the manager of Nathan Bill's Bar and Restaurant in Springfield. He tells Western Mass News his restaurant is sanitized and customers are distanced per the state's COVID-19 restrictions. But because bars also have to close by 9:30,
financially we're all feeling the burden.
Restaurants and bars that fail to meet the governor's guidelines in Massachusetts could face a penalty of $500 per violation. Plus, their licenses could be put in jeopardy. Springfield Mayor Dominic Sarno, who grants entertainment licenses in the city, says it's a balancing act.
Something brought to our attention, visits will be made, and we'll go from there when it comes to the business. We're trying to work with them, trying to be respectful. They need to also be respectful.
But over the border in Connecticut, their governor imposed a $10,000 fine on businesses breaking the COVID-19 rules. That executive order goes into effect on Thanksgiving. So far, Governor Charlie Baker hasn't made the same decision in the Bay State.
He did state that he thought that most of the surge was due to private parties. I'm glad that he actually sees that as opposed to a lot of the other states.
Again, state police have stepped up their patrols throughout the state, not only for tonight, but throughout the weekend. They're also setting up sobriety checkpoints in northeastern Mass and in central Mass. Reporting live, I'm Audrey Russo for Western Mass News.
Audrey, thanks for that live report. Our team coverage turns now to those traveling for Thanksgiving in the middle of the pandemic. Western Mass News reporter Sarah Grinelli joins us live in Springfield after catching up with travelers today. Sarah?
Jordyn, right now we're on Armory Street, where it seems to be traffic as usual, unlike anything we would normally see the night before a holiday. Robin Perez was not letting the coronavirus pandemic stop him from seeing his family on Thanksgiving.
I just landed today into Bradley International Airport. I flew in from Orlando, Florida, spend the weekend here with my family for Thanksgiving. Try to make something a little normal.
Perez says he will be following Massachusetts guidelines by staying in quarantine. The state is also advising people from high-risk states to get tested for COVID-19. He tells Western Mass News only a small amount of people were on his flight.
It was very surprising. It was only like 16 people on the plane. I thought it was going to be real busy and packed, everybody traveling.
But Western Mass News checked in at Bradley International Airport, where we found long lines. Travelers wearing masks while heading to their holiday destinations.
We made a commitment during the summer to see our daughter, who her and her husband are expecting their first baby. And we're having another daughter fly in from California, and we haven't seen them in a while. And we thought it'd be a good idea to safely visit with them.
Meanwhile, Amy Fleming, a limousine driver, says she'll be working on Thanksgiving Day, but the coronavirus is always on top of mind.
I will be going to work at 4 in the morning to Bradley, and then after Bradley, I gotta go switch cars and go to New York. Every trip that I do, they get wiped out.
And just as a heads up, Massachusetts State Police says they're stepping up patrols tonight to make sure everyone on the roads stays safe. Live in Springfield, I'm Sarah Gurnelli for Western Mass News.
Good to know, Sarah. Thanks for that live report. We're now following breaking news out of Chicopee. Police responding to the corner of Grattan Street and McKinstry Avenue for a motor vehicle accident. This was the scene when our Western Mass News crews arrived. You can see it's causing quite a bit of a backup as well in that area. Cars moving pretty slowly. Right now, there are no reports of any injuries, thankfully, or a cause on that crash. Make sure that you stick with us both on air and online for the very latest. Now at 6, an annual tradition in Forest Park isn't letting COVID-19 get in the way. Bright Nights just opened for its 26th season. And while it may look a little bit different, opening night so far off to a good start. Western Mass News reporter Lindsay Kane is live with more. Lindsay?
Jordyn, the lights are on here in Forest Park and opening night is officially sold out. The line of cars is piling up down the street with eager guests waiting to get in. For some, this is a yearly tradition, and for others, it's a new experience.
I get to see these Christmas lights. Well, this is my first time being here.
The gates are open from 4:45 to 8:45 p.m. in accordance with Governor Charlie Baker's COVID-19 curfew beginning at 10 p.m. Everyone must remain in their cars this year. No one is allowed to walk around. Tickets need to be purchased in advance online, and while tonight is sold out, you can still get tickets for other dates through January 6th. The Spirit of Springfield says they normally see around 300 cars per hour, but this year they're expecting to see many more. And as we've been here tonight, we can tell you that the line is running very smoothly. Live in Springfield, Lindsay Kane, Western Mass News.
A lot of people excited there tonight, Lindsay, thanks. A follow-up now to 2 fundraisers that took place over the last few days ahead of Thanksgiving. Monty's March, hosted each year by 93.9, the Rivers Monty Belmonte, broke its own record this year. The march, which goes from Springfield to Greenfield over a 2-day span, raised $614,000 for the Food Bank of Western Massachusetts. That far surpasses their goal of $365,000. And Rock 102's Mayflower Marathon went virtual this year due to the coronavirus pandemic. Instead of donations at the Basketball Hall of Fame, Bax and O'Brien collected monetary donations over the phone as well as online. They raised more than $72,000 for the Open Pantry in Springfield. The mother of a 13-year-old West Springfield boy who received a heart transplant earlier this month says that her son is doing well. Sherry Carlson, Devin Jones's mother, shared these pictures with Western Mass News today. Carlson says Devin was in a great mood and wanted everyone to see how amazing her son looks just days after his transplant.
Well, there are a couple of showers moving across Western Mass this evening, though not actually seeing a whole lot hitting the ground here in Springfield. But there are some pockets of light to moderate rain, and we'll have scattered showers on and off through the remainder of the evening. But it looks like most of that is just going to happen within the next maybe hour or two, and then we'll see a break before the bulk of the rain gets here, rolling in overnight. Our Six Flags Skycam right now showing lots of again, holiday colors. We're definitely in that time of year now. 39 degrees right now. Wind is calm. Temperatures were just cold all day in the Pioneer Valley, but it was much milder in the Berkshires today due to more of a breeze. This time of year, a lot of times the cold air gets trapped in the valley, and that's exactly what happened today. Most of us are going to hover close to 40 degrees overnight. Wind will stay light to calm, but shifting more out of the south, and we'll have that light south breeze continue tomorrow. So maybe grab the umbrella as you head out with your pup for an evening walk. We've got Lou today from Helen. We keep the cloudy skies with shower chances increasing, especially after midnight. And as you wake up tomorrow morning, it's looking like just a soggy day on tap for your Thanksgiving. Temperatures will begin near 40, but we should climb toward the middle, even possibly some upper 50s in the afternoon. A little brisk at times as a cold front comes through, might have a few downpours or even a rumble of thunder. We'll take a closer look at that forecast and the rest of your holiday weekend in just a few minutes. Jordyn.
Janna thinks a former East Hampton ice cream shop could be getting a new owner and a new type of business. East Hampton City Planner Jeff Bagg tells Western Mass News that town officials are considering an amendment that would allow Tasty Top to potentially become a marijuana business. If approved, a special permit would allow for retail, cultivation, and research. The amendment would apply to the whole district, not just Tasty Top.